So this exercise is related to alcohol and the carboxylic acids. In this exercise, we'll do the MCQ and the structure question. So in the first one, what is used in the production of ethanol from ethene? So if we want to produce ethanol from ethene, so ethene is C2H4. And we want to convert into ethanol, we want to convert into C2H5OH. So to convert alkene into alcohol, what we need steam. Because it reacted with water or H2O, so it will turn into ethanol. So what we need the steam. So any alkene plus steam will give alcohol in the presence of phosphoric acid as a catalyst. Which term describe the formation of ethanol from glucose? So when from a glucose ethanol is formed, what we call that process? We call that as fermentation. So fermentation is actually a formation of ethanol from the glucose. In question 3, which statement about ethanol is correct? So when we check the statement, we have to find which statement about the ethanol is correct. It burns in air to form ethene and water. That's wrong, because when we burn ethanol, it will give carbon dioxide and water. It is prepared from ethene by fermentation. No, it is prepared from glucose by fermentation. It can be prepared by ethene, but not by fermentation. That is called hydration. It is prepared from glucose in addition reaction. No, it's not an addition reaction. It's actually a fermentation. It is the only product when ethene react with steam, because when we have an ethene, which is C2H4, and it reacted with steam, which is H2O. So as a result, it will produce ethanol C2H5OH. So D will be the right answer for this. Next question. Ethanol can be formed by fermentation, so that's correct. And the reaction between steam and ethene, that's also correct. So which of these processes uses a catalyst? So in a fermentation, do we need a catalyst? The fermentation, what is a catalyst? The yeast is having enzymes, and these enzymes are acting like a catalyst. And in reaction of steam with ethene, we use a phosphoric acid as a catalyst. So both reactions uses a catalyst. Even fermentation or hydration, both involve the use of catalyst. In question 5, the flow chart shows a preparation of ethanol and some important chemical. So substance X by fermentation. So we do a fermentation of a glucose. So fermentation of a glucose will produce ethanol. And then by combustion or burning of ethanol give carbon dioxide and water, or you can also say steam, because of high temperature. So X should be glucose. So X is glucose, Y is combustion, and Z is the steam, or you can say the water vapors. Because of the high temperature, it will produce steam. In question 6, by which of the following method is ethanol formed? Fractional distillation of petroleum. By fractional distillation of the petroleum, we separate the fraction, but it does not form ethanol. By fermentation, yes, it does form ethanol, and catalytical addition of steam to ethene. When steam react with the ethene, it will also form ethanol. So 2 and 3, that's why C will be the right answer. In 7, An organic compound has a molecular structure. Which type of compound is this? You can see OH is attached with a carbon. So when OH is attached with a carbon, we call that as alcohol. If throughout the structure it was having a carbon-carbon single bond and there is no other functional group, then it will be an alkane. If there is a double bond within the structure, then it will be alkene. And to be a carboxylic acid, it should have C double bonded with O and OH. Which row correctly describes the production of ethanol and its properties? So we have to check the options. Can be made from glucose, ethanol. Yes, it can be made from glucose. It can be made from ethene. That's right. Ethanol can be used as a fuel. Ethanol can be used as a solvent as well. That's why A is the right answer. Like all these properties, for example, are there for ethanol. In question 9, which statement about the name of the organic compound is correct? A compound contain carbon-carbon double bond is an alkane. No, it's an alkene. The compound with a formula of CH3CO2H is methanoic acid. No, it is ethanoic acid because two carbon are there. So it will be an ethanoic acid. The compound of a formula C2H4 is ethane. No, it's not an ethane. It should be ethene. And the compound with the formula of C2H5 is an alcohol. That's right, because the OH group is attached. And this will be ethanol. That's why D is the right answer for this. Ethanol is manufactured from petroleum by reacting ethene with steam. Which statement about this process is correct? So when we check the options, we have ethene is obtained by cracking of alkane. That's true. Like because when we crack alkane, long chain hydrocarbon breakdown, it will form an unsaturated hydrocarbon or a small, more useful one. The process is carried out. Ethanol manufactured by petroleum by reacting ethene. So the process is carried out in the presence of yeast dough. That is, a phosphoric acid is used as a catalyst. The reaction is an addition reaction. That's true because when two reactants like ethene plus steam, only one product will be there, and that product will be ethanol. So this is an addition reaction. And the rate of a reaction increases by a catalyst. If we use a catalyst, the reaction will be faster or the rate of a reaction will increase. That's why D is the right answer. In question 11, ethene react with Y to produce ethanol. So what is this substance? Ethene plus steam. When ethene is reacting with steam, it will produce ethanol. In question 12, ethanol is made by fermentation. How ethanol is separated from a mixture? So we use a fractional distillation because ethanol and water are mixed with each other. So if you want to separate two miscible liquids, two liquids which can mix with each other, we use fractional distillation. On the basis of the boiling point, we separate the two substances from each other. Ethanol can be manufactured from substance X. So which substance should react with steam? So ethene, as you can see, it's a repeated question. So ethene plus steam will result in a formation of ethanol. So if it is butene plus steam, it will give butanol. Question 14, the equation shown. As you can see, ethene plus steam will give a compound. What compound will be there? It will be ethanol. So this is a method to manufacture alcohol, like alkene plus steam result in a formation of alkene plus steam result in a formation of alcohol. Which type of compound is shown? So you can see a OH group is attached with a carbon. So whenever OH group is attached, it will be an alcohol. And 16, which statement about ethanol is correct? It can be made by fermentation. It is not an unsaturated, because the term unsaturated means that it contains a carbon-carbon double bond. So there is no carbon-carbon double bond in ethanol, and it burns in air and can be used as a fuel. That's correct. So statement 1 and 3 are the right statements. Alcohols can be used as a solvent or can be used as a fuel. In question 17, ethanol is produced from either ethene or sugar. Which type of chemical reaction is used in each case? So when from ethene we prepare ethanol, we call addition reaction. And from sugar or a glucose we produce ethanol, we call fermentation. So one is addition reaction because only one product is there. And when glucose or a sugar turn into alcohol, we call that as fermentation. In question 18, the table shows the boiling temperature of the 4 members of the homologous series. Look, physical properties gradually change. Like as the number of the carbon are increasing, the boiling point will increase. So 65 will become 78, 78 will become X, and X will become 117. So this X will be between 78 and 117. So which number lie between 78? So 55 does not lie between 78 and 117. Then 82 is there, 98 is there, and 115. All of them are lying between, because 82 will be, 82 is there, that is lying between the 98 is there and 115. But the physical properties, as we say, the physical properties gradually changes. So there is a certain pattern is there. So if this is like, if this is increased by 13, so this should approximately increase by the same number or more. So 13 or more. So if 78 plus 13, so that will make about 91, and which is closer to 91. So 98 is closer to 91. That's why C is the right answer. Because physical properties of these compounds gradually changes. Is it clear discussion? So they should have approximately like same pattern should be there. If this increased by, so why we said is 19. So this increased by 20 and this almost increases by 19. So similar change is there between the boiling temperature. In question 19, which statement about the ethanol is correct? Ethanol can be formed by addition reaction and it can be formed by fermentation, and ethanol burns in air to form carbon dioxide and water. So all the statements are correct. In question 20 and 21, which process is not used during an ethanol? Addition of steam to ethene, yes, this happened. Like which process is not used during a production of ethanol? Fermentation, yes, fermentation, because fermentation of a glucose can produce ethanol. Fraction distillation also it is used, because when ethanol is produced in fermentation, we separate the ethanol from the mixture by fraction distillation. But reaction of ethane with oxygen does not happen. That's why D is the right answer. Which row is correct about ethanol? Ethanol can burn and it can be made by fermentation. So that's why A is the right answer. Because alcohols can be used as a fuel, so combustion is there, a property of alcohol. In question 22, which statement about ethanol is not correct? It can be used as a fuel. Yes, it is correct. It can be used as a solvent. That's also correct. It is formed by reaction between steam and ethane. No, that's wrong. It is formed by reaction of steam with ethene. And it has a functional group of OH. So statement C is not correct. In question 23, ethanol is an important chemical produced by dash of dash. So how we produce ethanol? It can be produced by fermentation of glucose. So fermentation of a glucose will produce ethanol, or addition or hydration of a ethene can also produce ethanol. The diagram represents the molecule of organic compound. So we have the keys there. This is carbon. This is carbon. The dots are representing the hydrogens. This is oxygen, and then we have hydrogen. So because the OH is there, so whenever and two carbons, so it will be ethanol. When a glucose is fermented, ethanol is formed with. So fermentation of glucose produce ethanol and carbon dioxide. The glucose turn into ethanol and it will also give CO2, the carbon dioxide. In question 26, a compound containing 5 carbon atoms. And what is the name? The key is given. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon. The dots are representing the hydrogen atoms. Then oxygen and then hydrogen. So this is because OH is there in 5, so it will be pentanol. Pent because of 5 carbon, and because they have a single bond, and because of the presence of OH, it will be all. So this will be pentanol. In 27, what is essential? What is not essential for formation of ethanol by fermentation? We need a sugar, we need yeast, we need water, but we don't need light. And ethene react with Y to produce ethanol. So ethene react with steam to produce ethanol. So C will be the right answer. So these are the MCQs related to the exercise alkanes, alcohols and carboxylic acid.